This tutorial is going to cover portfolios. We're going to talk about what they are, how to create them and how to manage them, but also why have them. To begin with, we'll have a look at where portfolios are on the NROS website. So if you click up on the main menu and then choose portfolios, this brings you to all of the portfolios. You can filter by title, by artist first name, look at just new portfolios, or even search for a particular portfolio name. And we'll talk about naming later. We're just going to pick one at random. This is Joel Walker, the sculpture of a dog. So what she's done here is great, because at the top she's put a little explanation of what it is, and then in more detail down at the bottom there about this particular collection of images. And we're just going to click on one of the images and quickly whiz through to give you a feel. So this is like a start to finish of this particular piece of sculpture that she's done for this customer. Another example, you can get to portfolios via the artist. So in this case, we're going to look at Jill. So looking at Jill's work, and you'll see there towards the bottom, my portfolios. To begin with, this will be blank because you won't have created any. The idea here is that you can have as many or as few portfolios as you like. And we're just going to have a look at the first one, or second one, in fact, the Chinese leopard. So I'll quick click on that. And again, you can see the same detail, a small description or short description up at the top, then a more in detailed one at the bottom. And then you can click on the images. You can have up to 50 images in a portfolio. Okay, so you've got the basic idea of portfolios. So let's have a look in a little bit more detail about their purpose. One of the key things is it allows you to increase your visibility and gives you additional marketing opportunities. So people will be able to find your work, or you can, as you'll see, share your work. It also gives you the option to show diversity of either style, different disciplines that you do. So you might have a portfolio for pottery or ceramics. You might have one for painting. You know, if you're an artist with multiple disciplines, then this is a great opportunity for you to be able to display them all. It also allows you to showcase your growth and your style. You can also then easily share their portfolios with a potential customer who's looking for a commission or something. They are probably fundamental to your NROS profile, artist profile. So let's have a look at some best practices for portfolios. First is image selection. They need to be good quality images, sharp, in focus, and relevant to your subject. Certainly use more than one image in a portfolio. Give it a meaningful, relevant title. So just don't call it Portfolio 1 or Gallery 1 or something like that. If people are searching for it, they're not going to be searching for Gallery 1. You can have as many portfolios as you like, so theme them accordingly. Don't stuff all random stuff into a particular portfolio and call it random stuff. Not very helpful at all for you. So to give you some ideas then for portfolios, you could do recent sales, in the studio, sort of behind the scenes type thing, recent awards that you've got, any work in progresses that you're doing, behind the scenes in a different area, not necessarily in the studio. It could be an installation that you're putting in a particular venue, or hanging work in a gallery or anything like that. People are always interested on the behind the scenes stuff. Recent commissions that you've done or commissions in progress, grouped themed items, any other interests you have, current projects you're working on. Yeah, these are just 9 ideas, but I'm sure you can think of a lot more. Let's crack on and create a portfolio. The account we're using is a Katie's dog, Roo. It's a test account on the NROS website, and it's generally hidden, but you'll get the idea. It's standard, exactly the same as yours. So log on into your account. A couple of places you can get to this. You can either click on My Portfolios, or we're going to go straight to my NROS account. Oh yes, the alarm. Before you create a portfolio, it's important that you have some images in your file manager in your library. If you haven't watched the video that we've done previously on your library and creating and uploading images into your library via file manager, I would thoroughly recommend you watch that first, then come back to do this, because it's that first, then portfolios. You can't create a portfolio if you haven't got any images, hence the warning. It'll show you how many portfolios you currently have. We have a sad 0 at the moment, but we're going to change that. And then you'll see in the buttons there in the middle, we've got portfolios. So if you click on that, that'll take you into your portfolio management, which is looking a bit sad at the moment. So up in the top corner, you've got create new portfolio. And this is a two-step process, so it's quite straightforward. You want a sensible portfolio name. So in this case, we're doing pet portrait commissions because Rue's been doing a few of those in her spare time between meals and sleeping and going on walks. A short description, that's the one that appears at the top of the portfolio that I highlighted previously. Type in there a short description and then a more detailed about the portfolio can go in here, and you can expand this to as much as you want. So you can talk about your inspiration, the process, the concept, etc., etc. For brevity, we're keeping this quite short so we don't have an hour-long video. Once you've filled this in, you then click on the button down below on next section, and that will take you to images. Click on the add button to add images. I mentioned earlier you can have up to 50 images in here, and it will take you straight into your library, although a slightly different window of it, but there is in fact viewing your library, hence the warning before about making sure you've got images in your library before you start creating a portfolio. Otherwise you go in here and it'll be blank and you can't add images through this process. So select the images you want. We'll just take 4 and then they appear in your portfolio. Once your images are in, click save and finish, and that's it. Done. One portfolio created. So it is a quite quick process once you've thought about the text and what have you. With your portfolios, you have the option to have them visible or not visible on the site. So it might be you want to drop some in and drop some out depending on what you're working on. To do that, once you've got a portfolio, click on the edit button, and then over there you'll see where I'm hovering. You've got the option, there's a toggle switch to be able to choose visible on site, yes or no. Just save that, and then that will be either hidden or visible. And this is the finished portfolio. So once you've got your portfolio, you might want to change it or even delete it if it's not particularly relevant anymore. So again, go back into your portfolio management, click on the delete button if you are going to delete it. You'll get a confirmation, do you really want to delete it? Well, yes, I do. Click delete, and it's gone. However, what you'll find if you go back into your library, which is where we're going to head now, File Manager, and into my library, the 4 images that you had in that portfolio still exist in your library, so they won't be deleted. Which is fine, because you may find that those images are used elsewhere as well in other areas. You might have them on your main 10 images within your artist profile, or you might have them in some events or something. But if you don't want them and they're surplus to your requirements, click on one of them and then hit the delete in the top corner there, confirm, move to bin, and it'll then be deleted. So that's the only way you can delete images once you've deleted your portfolio. If you've made a mistake, you can go into the recycle bin and then hover over it, and the restore button will come up. Click restore and it'll move it back into your library. Recycle bin is purged automatically after 30 days, so don't use it as a storage device. But there you go, that's portfolios. So hopefully that's been useful to you, and we'll see you on the next video.